Guys
in capes,
row rogues.
who are sneaky,
Join Chris and Roger.
as we entertain the geeky.
Guys, what's going on?
What up, Chris?
Roger, how are you?
I'm good. So, real quickly, let's make a very important announcement, guys. We're kind of changing up the show a little bit here. Nerd News is now going to be its own thing.
Yeah.
It'll be hosted by Jason O'Toole, and
What?
And we're all really excited about this.
And his first Nerd News episode is going to be going up tonight.
Well, Thursday. Make sure they know it's Thursday.
Yeah.
Because normally we record on Sunday.
That's fair. It's going to be coming up
tonight in like 3.5 hours or something like that.
It's going to come out shortly after this does.
Yeah.
How about that?
So look forward to that. So that's going to be the new thing is now on Thursday nights, Jason O'Toole will be bringing you the latest in nerd news. Chris and I are going to refocus our show into games and comics and just the general banter that happens between two nerds and rotating supply of guests.
Absolutely. Now, we're still going to partake in Nerd News with Jason to an extent, but that's going to be...
Yeah, like tonight I won't be here. I got something to do.
Yeah, he's the host.
It's his show. He's taking it over. He's more... Okay, let's be honest.
He's more connected than we are.
Oh my God, he lives... He poops this stuff.
Yes, he does.
He poops nerd news. So he's really excited to be doing this. It's a great opportunity for Chris and I to focus on the actual show and get you guys someone who actually poops nerd news.
Correct.
I think that's awesome.
Because poop is important.
Poop, it's something that everyone does.
If you don't do it, you explode.
Do you?
With poop.
No,
I think you actually have a heart attack.
Yeah, I think, I don't know. I'll look it up after the
Bowel
show.
obstructions can cause heart attacks. Yeah.
You just
It's
die
bad.
if you don't poop.
Yeah.
Also, we have Dungeons and Dumbasses
Coming
coming within the next 2 months.
Yes.
Like, we're going to record our first session in a couple weeks.
Yep.
Going to do some editing. We're going to edit and look forward to that. Entertain the Geeky presents Dungeons and Dumbasses.
It's going to be amazing.
It's going to be a good show.
It will be very, very good.
Yeah. So that's the important news that we have going on right now.
We're excited, guys.
It's good times. Good times to be a nerd.
Yeah, I mean, that's the big stuff.
Yeah, some little stuff.
Now, I do want to go ahead and direct you guys over to slugfestgames.com so you can check out the folks that brought you Red Dragon in and all the fun things that they've been working on.
Dude, they got that High Noon Saloon game.
High Noon Saloon.
I don't know why. I saw the look for that and I got really excited for that game. I'll have to go pick it up.
You're a Wild West kind of guy. They also have Fishing for Terrorists.
I know. I know. Like, that's a game that's right up our alley.
It's hysterical.
It looks really fun.
But yeah, these are the guys that brought you Red Dragon in.
They bring you. They didn't brought it. They're still bringing it.
They are still bringing it. Red Dragon and Villains comes out really soon.
Yeah, and then Battle of Greyport.
Battle of Greyport. Battle for Greyport.
Looks really good.
Awesome stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, go to slugfestgames.com and check them out.
You got anything? I mean, so
today's a weird day, man.
Well, it's Thursday,
and we've been doing.
We had technical difficulties last Sunday,
and we've been doing the business side of this.
Yeah, all day.
All day.
Like being adults. Adulting is hard, so let's talk some kid shit. We had this conversation while we were adulting, and I want to bring it on the air.
Yeah.
All right. So emulation versus physical copies. I mentioned to Chris earlier I'm thinking about buying a Sega Genesis because I get in these modes where I want a fucking retro game. Like I want to blow the cartridge, pop it in and play some fucking Sonic. Let's
be real though, Sega games you didn't really have to blow out. That was all old school Nintendo.
The 32 actually had to blow. You never, yeah, 32X. Well, because 32X was wonky to even get the damn thing to work. You know, because you had the stupid. Okay, so you obviously don't know about the 32X.
I'm familiar with the 32X, but I played more Genesis than 32X.
So 32X was the add-on for the Genesis. You had to stick these metal things in the slot to put the 32X on, right? Mm-hmm. But sometimes that connection wasn't right.
Yeah, it was that big block thing that you set on top of the...
No, it was horrible. But the games were sweet.
It basically revamped the system.
A little bit, but it didn't sell that well. They went back to just making Genesis games.
I mean rightfully so.
It could have worked if it was a better thing, but I digress. Sometimes you had to blow on those fuckers. But Chris brought up the emulation side.
Yeah.
On just like, emulate, da-da-da-da-da-da. And I while emulation is great and that's a good way to play games that you just can't get your hands on, I still think that the physical copies are better.
Well, hold on. You're not actually supposed to run an emulator if you don't have the physical copy of the game.
Yeah, we know legalities, but let's be honest here. We're nerds. We know what's going on.
Yeah.
Okay. Same reason, when I was a kid, my dad shimmied up the pole and we had cable. It's just the way things work in life.
My dad shimmied up the pole, and cable was
right. That's just how things work in real life. While I think emulation is a great way to, like I said, play those games, like those Japanese sports, those games you just cannot physically get a copy of because they might not exist.
Yeah.
I still think that dropping the $150 for a physical copy might be worth it.
I am a huge fan of emulation. I like the concept of all-in-one, being able to add more to that. It's beautiful. From a collector's standpoint, yeah, get those individual cartridges. Absolutely. And I think that's more what you're caught up in than anything.
I think this right here is actually showing more of our age gap than we want to fucking talk about here. Because you're not that much younger than me.
Not at all.
But there is an age gap there. And there's something about, like, you come over to my house, I have like 350 DVDs. I have, almost 175 Blu-rays. Like, just sitting out. Nowadays, you don't do that because we have Netflix and streaming and digital downloads.
I'm a DVD buyer.
But I'm the same way with video games and books. Like the idea of collecting, not even collecting, just having the physical copy for some reason is where it's at.
No, correct. So, like, I bought a book last Thursday, actually. I had to have the physical copy. I could download it in PDF form, read it just fine. Didn't want it. I wanted the physical copy.
It's not the same.
So I get that. From a emulation standpoint, that I don't mind because I can have everything burned to a piece of hardware.
But it's not the same.
It's not, correct.
I think that's it. It's not the same. And I want the original.
Fair enough.
I want because
did you see the Sega Genesis Classic that they put out to?
It's
at Target and it's cheap.
Well, I just saw that they're doing an HD Sega Genesis coming in the fall.
You can go grab the Genesis Classic or whatever. It's
yeah,
Sega
but
Classic.
That's not officially licensed by Sega.
Yes, it is.
No, it's a knockoff.
No, there's a Sega one that you can go to Target and buy. Like, it's Sega branded. It's theirs.
It's not. If you look at the manufacturer's not Sega. It's some stupid Argentina company that re-releases the same thing every year.
They had to have had the rights from Sega.
No, Sega, like, they have the Sega brand, but it's not the manufacturing, and the sound quality of that thing is horrible. It is horrible sound. It sounds like if you took a Sega Genesis game and had the graphics, but the sound came from an 8-bit system.
I will bet you that it is Sega's thing, and that they were just trying to fight with Nintendo.
Nope. Because Sega did it like that. Those things have been out long before the NES Classic.
Yeah, but the NES Classic changed everything.
Now, I just saw on Facebook earlier that Sega, I didn't get a chance to click on the article, but there is an HD Genesis coming. And I actually saw it when I was pulling up. So I don't know anything about it. I didn't want to talk about it until I read about it. So I'll let you know what I find out.
Yeah, I like emulators.
I think they're fine for what they are. I mean, I had a 486 that ran old school NES emulators. But there was just something about turning on your TV, hitting the button, seeing Sega.
Oh, see, I'm like old school Nintendo. If I'm going to play anything like that, I've still got my original NES.
Me too.
And half the time when you push the power button, it doesn't actually come on.
The screen is white.
Yeah, and you see that little red light flash.
Yeah.
And you're like, no.
Motherfucker. Come here, you son of a bitch. You start blowing at.
How dare you?
How dare you not work after
What's
fucking
that,
30 years?
You'll push it, it clicks up, then you push it back down because maybe it didn't engage right.
Well, it's interesting is because there's two versions of the Nintendo. There's the old school box that you had to blow on. Mm-hmm. And then they released, later on after they stopped making Nintendo, they released the NES2, that top loader.
Yeah.
Which looked like the Super Nintendo. And that thing worked like a champ.
Did it really?
Yeah, you never had issues that you had with the old school Nintendos. Like, it was insane. You pop the cartridge in, no matter what, it worked 100% of the time, all the time. Some
of the things that I think are... Some of the products that I think are some of the most appealing things on the market right now are those all-in-one. You can play your Nintendo, your Sega, your Super Nintendo games on the retro consoles.
I'm thinking, yeah, and maybe that's the route I should take.
I think, they're cheap. It's like $60.
I know, but okay. So I already have a Nintendo.
Yeah.
I already have a Super Nintendo. I already have a GameCube. I've got a PlayStation.
So what if you could plug this one thing into the TV?
I get what you're saying. Do they work?
Yeah.
Do they work well?
Yes. There's a bunch of reviews out there on them. The problem is a big company didn't grab them and start push marketing them. It was just some company was like, oh, we should make this. And now there's a couple of different people to manufacture them. But unless somebody like Nintendo does it, like, could you imagine if Nintendo was like, hey, this is the Nintendo everything. You can play any Nintendo game ever on it. Game Boy Advance, NES, Super Nintendo.
We don't know how 3DS will work on this.
But like they could do something like that with a bunch of different slots and holes, and that thing would be insane. And if Nintendo's marketing team was the one pushing it, dude.
Here's the thing, though. I think so. Now we're getting to the point. Let's be honest with the way games work. Nintendo has the online store. Sega has, or Xbox has the online store. That's really for nowadays gaming. It's really hard to get the people that are like me. We're old fucks, and we just want to have, the console. And while the all-in-one system is awesome, it's getting harder to find stores that carry that shit.
The all-in-ones?
No, not the all-in-ones. The actual
originals.
Yeah. Hey,
I mean, there's a bunch of them that'll
V-Stock,
Slacker.
Slackers is starting to go down. Like V-Stock is.
They still carry a bunch of that crap, dude.
Like V-Stock is the best one.
There's
around.
a bunch of small game stores opening up that carry all of it.
It used to be like remember when you'd go into fucking GameStop and they carried everything.
Well, yeah. Then GameStop just turned into we only have current console.
And they barely have that now. They're more of a we sell game culture. Have you been into a GameStop?
I've not been into a GameStop in a couple of years.
They've got the games around the wall, and in the middle, it's nothing but like here's some Funkos, here's some.
Dude, I hate Funkos.
So it's hard as a gamer to actually go into a store. Most of the gaming trading is now done online.
Funkos are stupid.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you.
No, like that is the dumbest collectible ever.
No,
and everybody is blowing those.
They're
people.
awesome.
They're not.
They're cute.
They're so stupid. What happened to going and getting an awesome action figure
that costs $30?
That had 50 points of articulation. Half those Funko figs are $50.
No, they're $20.
Yeah, not worth it. You can get a $20 action figure that's got 12 points of articulation and is way better.
That's great if you want an action figure 12 points of articulation.
Right there.
Yeah, you know what? Look, your little action figures in your box looks great. Not.
They do look great.
They do not look great.
They look fantastic.
They look blocky. They look better out of the package when you play with them.
They look awesome.
That's what the articulation is for, to play with. If you want something to look at, get the Funkos.
No, they've got those in cool poses. And I don't like the way the Funkos look. I think this big, burly, badass superhero that's shredded and ripped looks cool. I think that looks cool.
Look, Scotty Young made a whole career off making superheroes.
So then you take it and you turn it into a baby, something with a fat body and a giant head, and you're like, cute. No,
it's cute.
No,
it's cute. They're fine.
I bought Tara a Thor pop keychain thing. Yeah. I felt like I was betraying everything that I've loved my entire life.
More than Chris Hemsworth getting a haircut?
That was pretty bad, but that didn't really affect me on a super emotional level. If it's part of the story, I'm fine with that. What I'm taking issue with here,
all right, I'm listening,
is the molestation of superheroes.
That's
right.
Wait, so little vinyl pop figs on the molestation of superheroes.
Absolutely.
And that's where you're going to draw the line? Not the fucking dollar store Spider-Man ripoffs that's been happening for 20 years?
Those are licensed.
So are the pop figs.
They shouldn't be.
But they are!
No, you don't turn Spider-Man into a fat shit baby.
No, we just turn him into a fucking pig and call it Spider-Pig.
No, I don't agree with Spider-Pig either.
Or have like 6 different clones running around.
I'm okay with that.
Or the hundreds of other bad shit Spider-Man has been to. Remember Spider-Man Super Friends? The little fucking Marvel Avengers cartoon that they had with Spider-Man on it? Big head, little body?
I don't agree with it.
Superhero squads. You're okay with those little fuckers?
Not really.
So really, it's anything that makes Spider-Man cute that you have a problem with?
That makes superheroes cute. It's not just Spider-Man. Let's be real here.
So you don't like cute superheroes? Is that where you draw your line?
Correct.
All right, go fuck yourself, because they're awesome.
Now, if you want a superhero that's, when it's designed, it's cute, like Baby Groot, that's different. It makes sense.
I disagree with you on every form of this.
Shh.
There's a time and place for big, buff, burly superhero.
And that time and place is always. It's supposed to be the statuesque, everything that a man is supposed to be. Or a woman.
Whoa.
Everything that this person... Oh, yeah.
Whoa,
oh, yeah.
Whoa,
it's somebody to look up to.
Uh-huh.
I don't want to look up to a baby.
Let's talk about all the ways you look up to Iron Man. How's that 20-year-old Scotch treating you?
Pretty good.
Yeah? Or Batman's drug problems.
Yeah, that's awesome. They're human now.
Oh, they're human.
And they conquer that.
They conquer
that. No, go on. No. You can lend to my point. No, you just
can't say that they're gods and then sit there and go oh well, they can be flawed.
The fact that they've overcome trials and tribulations that plague normies like us, is absolutely magical, and that's what makes them super.
Tony Hart.
You're welcome.
Tony Hart. Tony Stark hasn't overcome alcoholism.
He's not an alcoholic.
You don't get cured from being an alcoholic.
Listen, he doesn't drink anymore. He gave it up because he's awesome.
That's not true at all.
Yep.
I guarantee you.
It's fine.
I guarantee you, he's one bad argument with Pepper away from downing another bottle of
No,
gin.
he's fine.
And then he'll kill another ambassador or whatever the fuck.
I mean, that ambassador might have had it coming.
No, the suit malfunctioned, remember?
Yeah. Shh. No, I am okay with them being human.
And the Punisher, like, you have him up on your wall. That's the one we should idolize?
Absolutely.
He's a fucking psychotic!
He's an anti-hero.
He is, if it wasn't for the fact that him and Spider-Man and him and Daredevil teamed up, he is a bad guy.
Sometimes.
No.
He's like, hey, you're a rapist. Dead.
No, he is Spider-Man.
Spider-Man would be like, I'll web you up and you can go to jail. And the Punisher's like, hey, child molester. Dead. Hey, rapist. Dead.
He is
rape no more will you
fight against.
Sometimes.
All the time.
No, sometimes they're like, hey, what are you doing today, Mr. Punisher? And he's like, well, I killed 6 rapists today.
Oh.
You're welcome.
No.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah,
you don't have to like it.
No. Punisher's not someone you should look up to.
Hey.
Wolverine is someone you should not look up to.
Hey, he's really good at what he does.
You know, the whole reason I was on this whole video game trip anyway was, you know what I found out today?
What?
The Sonic the Hedgehog comic book is ending.
Really?
After 20 plus years? 200,
no joke.
No joke. You know what the interesting point about this is? That is the longest running American comic without a reboot or a relaunch.
It is?
Yes.
Holy cow.
Yeah. They have never relaunched that title. From issue 1 to issue 263 or whatever they're at, it has been a continuous story.
I'm like trying to wrap my head around that. I'm like, Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah.
Is the longest running American. That's sad.
Yeah. Without a relaunch.
That's sad.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's done. It's over with today.
Well, good.
Like they've stopped making. It's on indefinite hiatus, and all the artists and writers are throwing out their applications for other jobs.
New beginnings.
I guess.
All good things must come to an end.
Maybe. It's just.
Did you read Sonic? No.
No.
So why do you care?
No. I don't really care. I just find it interesting.
You acted like you were gonna get legitimately upset there for a minute.
This is what started the whole I want to fucking play video Sonic games again. I found out the Sonic comic was ending and I got sad. I get sad.
Why are you sad about a comic ending that you don't read?
Because what did it do?
That's asinine.
It's the longest running non-relaunched American comic.
That doesn't mean
awesome.
Anything.
Really? You just said that was awesome and it blew your mind. And that's
the fact that it's Sonic blows my mind. Because you would think that the comic book, the people that design things to be comic books, you would think that their books would run for the longest.
Well, no, and you know what's interesting? Like, so obviously this led to a whole thing. They killed Dr. Robotnik in issue 50.
Hold on. How many years was it running?
From 1992 on? To 2017?
So that ran just a little bit longer than like Spawn.
Yeah. And Spawn's been relaunched.
It has in the last couple of years. Yeah.
So, I mean, they killed Dr. Robotnik in issue 50, and unlike other comics that say, oh, he's dead, and they bring him back, they kept that fucker dead. They brought in a Dr. Robotnik from another universe to take his place after 50 issues. But they left the original one dead. Not like X-Men when they kill Colossus and bring him back.
He's fine. Joke's on us.
We said he'd stay dead, but we lied. Though that was like one of the best reincarnation scenes ever.
It was one of the coolest deaths ever.
Oh yeah, no, the death on they nailed the death on Colossus, and then they nailed the reincarnation.
Yep.
Just like Kitty Pryde, like opening the door and running through, or Colossus running through her, was amazing.
Heck yeah. Oh guys, hey, before we get out of here too, wanted to remind you one more time. Go to slugfestgames.com. Check out their products. If you're already playing Red Dragon Inn or High Noon Saloon or Battle for Greyport or anything like that, by the way, Red Dragon Inn players, Battle for Greyport comes with a Red Dragon Inn character.
Yeah, it does.
You're welcome. And it's a good game. But if you're playing any of these games or you like one of those games, go to their site. If you've already got all the games, get some swag. They've got some sick shirts. They've got a Red Dragon Inn mug. and Flask.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So check that stuff out, and go to entertainthegeeky.com.
Like, comment, subscribe.
You can follow us on all of our social media there. Guys, it's that time. Stay geeky.
Superheroes can be cute too, you know.